Hey YouTube, this is Team Spectrum Supreme, and quick note about that name. It was Team NACL, but I was looking around on YouTube and I saw someone else that had Team NACL, and I was like, oh well, guess we're switching it up because that's just how life goes. But today we're going to be talking about the best Yu-Gi-Oh supplies you can get, whether you're trying to kind of improve your supplies for your Yu-Gi-Oh collection or your Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Or if you're just starting out, that's also okay too. This guide is for you. We're going to show you different examples of supplies that you can use for your Yu-Gi-Oh needs. So let's get right into it.
And keep in mind, these are our personal opinions, so take that how you will.
Yeah, so don't just like tear our asses up and be like, I like, whatever obscure brand you like. I'm sure it's a good brand, and, maybe we just haven't looked at it, or maybe we just have a separate preference that better meets our needs. But yeah, let's get into it. So first we have, pretty important if you're starting off, sleeves. So these are actually Ultimate Guard sleeves. We don't have a sponsor from them yet. Hopefully someday we will. But yeah, this is Ultimate Guard sleeves. These are the blue matte, I believe. They shuffle really nicely. They're really smooth shuffle. Very similar to the Ultra Pro sleeves we have right here. We'll just show off. These are kind of reddish color, but they
are the matte red ones. They the thing about the Ultra Pros now is they remove that little silver dot from the middle of their sleeves, and so now they have a clear dot.
Yeah, it is nice that they just have this little kind of bubble there. The only problem sometimes is I've noticed is when I was buying Ultra Pro, sometimes if you buy them, it doesn't really specify if they have the bubble or not. So you can get an older pack that actually still has the bubble. So that's the first thing you get. And what else do you need with a deck? Well, you need a deck box to hold your deck. You don't want to be that guy that's going around holding it in a plastic bag. So this is, again, an Ultimate Guard deck box. You can get these. This is kind of a Magic the Gathering design, so there's that one. And what do we got here? Got this is the Ultra Pro one, right?
Yeah, this is the generic like $3 deck box. I personally use these ones just because they're cheap and I have a lot of decks to keep track of, so I don't want to go and just blast away my savings on deck boxes over and over again.
Yeah, it's great if you have a whole bunch of different decks you want to just kind of customize out. You can go into higher end with deck boxes if you want. We have this is the Sidewinder Ultimate Guard. This is the 80 plus. This one actually changes color, so if you put your hands on it for a second, which I will, hopefully it'll actually show up. My hands are pretty cold usually. Yeah, see, it starts to turn a kind of light blue. And
kind of like those t-shirts from the 80s.
Yeah, it is very 80s, and you can open it up, and as you can see, you have, I have some dividers here, which are also actually a good supply to get, also from Ultimate Guard, although other companies do make them. So this is a great one to get, too, if you really have a cherished deck that you want to put in. And we have another one here. This is the, what is this one, Josh?
This is the Ultra Pro Dual deck box.
Right.
It holds up to 2 decks. I use it because I built 2014. You're opening it upside down.
Oof.
I built 2014 decks, and I knew that no one else was just going to have a 2014 deck on retainer, so I just made 2 of them, and so I keep them together that way so that I can just bring them out whenever.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Also, as you can see, it comes with these nice dividers here, which I really like the inclusion of. It's very useful, especially dividing side deck, extra deck, etc. Next, we have, I think this one is for you to show. We got binders. So as you start expanding your Yu-Gi-Oh collection and start getting more of a proud kind of array of cards, you can get a binder that'll suit your needs. We're both a big fan of Ultra Pro binders. I've tried Monster, and not to rag on anyone that likes Monster, that's totally okay, but Monster I found had a problem with the spine. See, with Monster, as you see here, there's this nice stitching here, really. It's a stitching towards the center of the spine. The Monster one does not have that. It is just bound really close to the spine, and it's not even really stitched. The cards just go in, and they get really close to the spine. Too close, in fact, and they can kind of bend them over time. They can bend your cards, so he's a little counterintuitive if you have something that's trying to protect your cards, but it actually damages them in the process.
And so another binder that I use, this one's for my collection, is one of the leather Ultra Pro ones. They're a little bit more pricey, but they feel nicer, and it's easy for me to distinguish what's part of a collection and what's not, so that way I don't take the wrong binder to locals.
Yeah. And as always, it's good to get a binder with a strap because it kind of just prevents your binder from just falling open. And to a certain extent, I mean, it's not going to stop someone with serious intention, but it can stop theft a little bit. I mean, they do have to go through an extra barrier, so there's that. But
stunning barrier per se.
Yes, a stunning barrier. But as always, just always watch your stuff in that case. So after that, after you get a binder, you have a deck box, you have sleeves, you're ready to get your next item. We're going to go through a mat, and also to complement it, a mat tube. Mat tubes are, you can get them cheap, you can get different brands. As you can see, I'm a big Ultimate Guard fan, so I have this one. This is the kind of flips open here if you push this button. And there's your tube there, and your mat inside.
And if you want to keep it simple like me, I prefer to spend more on the cards than I do on the protection for them. So I got just one of these, I get a nice like rubber mat like the one on beneath here, and then I get the cheap mat tube. This one's a monster mat tube. It gets the job done, it's sturdy, it hasn't cracked or anything like that. And as far as rubber mats go, you can get just the generic ones from Sneak Peeks. You can get some from Inked Gaming. This one is from the World Championship qualifier with the Phantom Knights that I've been using lately. They're just a lot cheaper than going out and getting like the cloth ones like a Spellground or like Meta Mats.
Speaking of a little bit more of expensive mats, if you really want to go hard on the expensive mats, I really do suggest by Wormwood Gaming, we have the this leather mat here. They claim that it's a lifetime mat, and I believe them because it's really nice. When you purchase this mat, you get your own leather cleaning like little bottle, so it has instructions on how to clean it. And it really develops this kind of nice patina too. If you don't like kind of polish it up, you can keep this nice patina like all leather mats should. Really sturdy, really thick, especially if you play on like a soft surface, it'll make it a little more sturdy. So I really recommend these. These run about, I think this was about $80, so you really kind of have to want a nice play mat, but these really do last.
And for reference, the rubber ones are usually like $20 if you get the Sneak Peek mats.
Yeah, so and you can be really cheap. There's ones you can get with like no design, just a color, and those are like $10, aren't they?
Yeah, or you can go big and get kind of the more exclusive mats that Konami gives out at events, like that Phantom Knights one. The Phantom Knights one wasn't too bad, but there's also like Worlds mats which go up in the $100 ranges just because of rarity.
Yeah, and you might get into that eventually depending on how deep you get in the game, but for now you might just want a simple mat. So, all right, so you got your sleeves, you got your deck box, your deck, your binder, you got a mat, you're all ready to play, but wait, you're not quite ready to play. Now, when you sit down at a table at a tournament, you need to determine who goes first. You can do rock, paper, scissors, or we like to do a high roll. Now, you can just get any dice. You can get plastic dice. These do the job, and they're great for just determining who goes first, whatnot. The only problem I don't like about these is these can get a little crazy, and they can kind of run off the table pretty easily because they're lightweight. So there's that. They do get the job done though.
They are dice. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, if you want something a little more expensive, a little more chunky, higher end, I recommend the gravity dice. You can get any model of them. These are the normal gravity dice, I believe, are about $40. And by the way, all these products we will link in the description for you. Again, we're not sponsored by any of these yet, but hopefully someday we will be. But we'll link everything that we've mentioned in the description. These are the titanium gravity dice. Really well made. They're also they claim to be precision, so that means the weight on each side is precision made and as equal as they can make them. And you can also get the case from Gravity Dice. So the case opens up, it's really nice, and they just plop in there and magnetic seal. And it also comes with a nice little bag here if you want to use that. So that's as far as dice. You have your dice. Now while you're playing though, you want something to keep track of your life points. This is important because in a competitive setting, you want to be able to keep track of your opponents as well as yours, because they will be doing the same. And if judge comes over for kind of
a check, or
yeah,
if there's a dispute.
Yeah, if there's a dispute on what the life points check is, well, the person that's been keeping track will most likely win that dispute because they've been keeping track of it and you haven't. So you want to be sure to keep track of that.
And a disclaimer is that the person with pen and paper will always win.
Absolutely, because it shows, a lot of times it'll individually show what damage was taken because you're doing your minus, you're doing your calculation. So one example we have here is just a phone app.
The Cyrus app, I've been using it actually since I started playing. It can do subtraction, division, multiplication, I think. It has a little coin here, a little die. It actually has a log, but I mean, you're still going to lose to pen and paper.
Yeah.
I've been using this since I've started. It's simple. It doesn't have ads unlike some of the other ones. It's actually really efficient, but it's not without problems.
Oh, I might consider getting that one if I'm caught without my calculator. But and also, we wouldn't be using a paper this size, but just kind of an example here. Just pen and paper is always good. Gets the job done. You do kind of need to, like, sometimes you need to get a new pen in case it runs out of ink or new paper, but you know, so they're so cheap that it's not really an issue. Also, another route that you can go if you want to spend some money is one of these calculators. This is a Legion Life calculator. You can get this on Amazon. I think this runs about $20. They have different designs. I have the Ankh design here, obviously. Has a whole bunch of features. You can minus 1,000, plus 1,000, minus 100, minus 25. Do that on each side. Really easy, and if you hold down R, it resets it. You have to hold it down for a few seconds. You can also roll a d20. So this also actually doubles as rolling for who goes first. A lot of people actually don't trust this though, because you know it is electronic, and some people don't like electronic rolling systems. But this is a great thing, especially for $20. Great value. I've had this for a long time, and it's never really done me wrong. So yeah, it's a great thing to have. Moving along, we have field centers. So I wouldn't be talking about field centers if this was a few years ago, but now since we are in the Master Rule 4, you need something to stick in the middle of your field, up towards the top between the two extra monster zones to distinguish not only columns, but also the extra monster zones and their placement.
Basically, you can use anything that's not an actual TCG legal card. Like, I like to use Pokemon cards. You've probably seen this in some of our other videos. And then you can use OCG cards. Don't do this at the regional levels because you actually will get a warning for it.
Yeah.
But most of the time at locals, if you have like OCG cards, then people won't really mind.
Yeah, especially at like nationals, I think they're pretty. I've actually used the OCG cards at regionals, but I would still like not
better
recommend
safe
that.
than sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the motto.
Yeah, so basically don't do what I do. So as far as beyond that, that's pretty much all the essentials you need. I mean, obviously you need your deck. We're not going to really go into like the whole theory of the whole market of Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting expensive cards, what rarities you want to get. I'm going to kind of leave that up to you guys. That's something you get to explore by yourself. But just some extras here. You can get something, an Ultimate Guard thing. This is the Archive, I believe. And this holds a whole bunch of deck boxes. It holds 5 of the 80 plus and 4 of the 100 plus, I believe. So you can get those. That's just kind of an extra. And crucial one is going to be hard to put in the frame, but a backpack is a great thing to have, or any other bag. A messenger bag is great. This is just my standard kind of Dell backpack. Yeah, it's kind of big in the frame there, but it's just a backpack, really. Any bag. Great to have, especially something that kind of deters theft. You know, has a lot of buckles and zippers. Make it less likely for you to get your stuff stolen. Something of a good size is also good too. So yes, size does matter on this one. But yeah, if you follow this guide and get all these supplies, whatever, or if this is just kind of inspires you to get other supplies, that's great. We're glad to hear that. We might make a follow-up to this someday, showing off some more, like going into more specific brands and reviewing them. We'll probably do something like that, but for now, this is just a guide, just a guide for you guys to use, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys really enjoyed, you can subscribe and hit those notifications and, leave some comments, tell us what you think. And thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye.